Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's the Empath. It's a little colder this morning. Today is Wednesday. Monday was Dr. King's birthday. Keep pressing the line to showing each other we can love and respect each other. We can communicate with each other through understanding and then through communication. Let's keep pushing that, as Dr. King would. Let's not treat all white people as they're bad. Let's not treat no white people as they're bad. The ones that come to you and treat you with bad energy, let's do that. Maybe to them, but let's still rise above that, honestly. Because I'm working on that myself. There are young kids every day that are beating themselves up, white and black, because of the history that they're hearing about, and then all the entertainment they're seeing at the same time on TikTok. It's a real thing. I was just come to a realization of what young white kids are going through when they see and hear about how good Dr. King was and how white people killed him. And then they realize that they weren't white. And then they realize that I wasn't the one that did that. I would never do that. I love to see stuff like that. I hope that stays with them as they get older. I love parents that are teaching that. We're not trying to run from this. We ain't trying to bash it in your face. It's something that happened. So don't run from it and lean into it. I love the parents such as my son that's showing the young black kids that, you gotta always work hard. You can't fall into clothes, style, none of that. We can have it, but we ain't focused on that. Always work hard. Today is gonna be about obesity. Today is Wednesday. I didn't come out here yesterday and on Friday. It was a little cold and my kids went to their grandmother's house. And I was supposed to come out here and make a video on Friday, and I was going to do the same one Friday, but I waited till today. We're going to talk about obesity in children and what the new guidelines is. I got a new little thing I'm going to start doing, too. I'm going to start reading articles. So I got this article downloaded, and the article is from PBS News. It says, and it came out January 17th. So really, I was going to read one from like the 13th, an older one, but I like this one, too. So I'm going to read this one instead, just to read the beginning of it, because this actually shows a bunch of other doctors and what they think, but it tells everything that's going to happen with the new guidelines right now. New guidelines to treat childhood obesity suggest more dramatic interventions. This came out 6:45 p.m., January 17th of this year, 2023, PBS News Hour. Now the transcript says, the American Academy of Pediatrics released new guidelines on treating childhood obesity. It recommended pediatricians should evaluate and treat obesity in kids early on to reduce the risk of developing long-term health conditions. Dr. Sandra Hackinsink of the Institute for Healthy Childhood Wealth joined Amna Nawar for a closer look at the recommendations and the implications. Here's the full transcript. Anna Nawar, A-M-N-A, last name N-A-W-A-W-A-Z. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released new guidelines on treating childhood obesity, the first in 15 years. Now think about that. The first one in 15 years. I need to go look up the last one. Because I saw this article and it said that I already had left the house. I don't have Wi-Fi on this phone. But the first in 15 years, dang. Because what was the last one 15 years ago? That was when I was just starting high school 15 years ago. 2004, somewhere around there. No, that's 20 years ago. I'm bugging. I was graduating high school. I graduated high school. I think I just joined the military in 2009, around that year, 15 years ago, if I'm thinking back. It recommended pediatricians should evaluate and treat obesity in kids early on to reduce risk of developing long-term health conditions. The guidelines also suggest more drastic interventions for the first time, including offering weight loss medication for kids 12 or older. Why? Let's keep going. Or considering bariatric surgery for teens 13 and older with severe obesity? Come on. I just want to set out with a definition here for the folks at home. When we talk about obesity, we're not talking about size or weight. For children in particular, it's measured as a percentile within their age and sex. And a child with a BMI in the 95 percentile or higher is considered obese. Okay. That's all I want for you from that. Then they start getting into actual conversations with different doctors and stuff. And it's really a good article. But like I said, I'll even put the link down there at the bottom. But children recommend them surgery and medication, weight loss medication. I have a problem with that. I have a middle child that's 8, and I understand how my kids gain weight. My first child, he's 12. When we first had him, it was me and my wife together. It was just us in Virginia, and we were leaving DC, Virginia. Basically, it was just us. We had no family around. So I was over eating healthy. My wife was eating healthy. So my child is a slimmer child. And with that being said, we moved to West Virginia 6 years, 3 years later. And then we had our second child 4 years later. We moved to West Virginia 3 years later. We had our second child 4 years later. And his name, he's an 8-year-old, should I say. And he's a little bigger. We had my mother-in-law down here. That's the only family we had. Feeding him more, giving him things he wants. He got a little bigger. I seen that coming. But I tried to stop it, but then you try to stop it against the mother-in-law, you look like an asshole. But I still did, for the same reason. My child is back. I'm talking about my child was bigger than me when I was younger at his age. Not real big, but he was just big. But I also instill in my kids energy, potential. Use that energy, like, to the max, all the way. I instill that in them, for sure. I don't want to take it off. It's cold. But I instill that in them, for sure. And with that being said, he literally just told me like last week, and he's 8 now, but then that he was running, and he said his legs just kind of got tired and stopped, but his brain would tell him like he could keep going. I said, you know what that is? That just means we gotta keep working out some more. It's the winter time. We fall back from our workout, our family workout, as we do when it's warmer, because we go to the park all the time and we go hard in the park. So it's like we really do. We fell back when it gets warmer. And I'm like, we just gotta get back in shape. So I said, that's all. I'm like, you ain't out of shape. He said, you got tired. That's called being tired. It's not wrong with that. Your brain literally knows you can keep going, but your body won't. But it's like that he wasn't like on the ground crawling. It's just that he knew he didn't want to call it tiredness, because he never really experienced that. He couldn't hang with the rest of the kids, he felt like. But he did though. I know my son, so he probably just bringing himself down a little bit, but he really could have. But regardless, you gotta be active. My youngest son, he was in the middle. My third and last child, he was in the middle of how my son, my oldest and my middle child weight is. Literally in the middle. And he's still kind of in that weight, but he's still he's still smaller now. He's getting smaller too, because we go and run. And I tell them, pick their knees up when they run. Go hard when you run. Breathe in and out when you're running, when you do anything with your body. And they do. And that gets them right. And then what happens? They lose weight. We do push-ups. We work out. I get my kids to work out. Not work out heavy, because you don't have your kids. I want to stunt their growth with all extra muscles. But I got them in a decent shape and understand their health and fitness for sure. Then I'm going to end this real quick. Any kid that's obese at that age, I can't say why they are. But what I will is just clear why. They eating snacks. They eating all this food. I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't going to do that by him. They eating all these snacks, and they're going to go lay down. They eating this, and they're going to go sit down after that. My kids did the same thing. I did too. But we got to go burn that off tomorrow, later. That's why adults at all ages, myself, I noticed it. I was in my 20s, I was in my best shape of my life. I would eat anything. And I had a regimen, but I still go out and eat anything. And then the next day I knew I was going crazy hard working out, because I was in the military. And that's something I learned. I'll never forget that aspect about, anything you eat. You can eat whatever you want. You just got to burn that off later, the next day, within the next day. Don't wait till later to let it sit. When kids are younger, it's so much easier for them to get it off. It's easier for them to put it on too, because they're younger. We got to watch that as parents. That's the parents' fault. They ain't got nothing to do with kids. I remember dropping off my kids at home. Now whenever I go back to work, they may get snacks and stuff too. But at the same time, I tell them, we got fruit in the house too. I try to regulate it and try to let them know, hold them accountable to it. Each snack you eat, you add on to them. We be having some fruit in our life. My bad, y'all. I had to spit so bad. I apologize about that. You heard it in my voice. I couldn't even talk. I'm about to go though. I should have ended it before I did that. But Come on now. And then surgery, weight loss medication for kids. I'm never giving my kid no weight loss medication. I'm never getting them to get surgery at a young age for fat. Not happening. Not happening. They just need to get up and get out. But look at this. They're ready to do that because they don't want the kids to be obese. I get it. But they also want that money. They want that money. They want that money. They want that money. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. They want that money. The sooner that they take away and say this stuff is free in the articles, we're going to give them weight loss medicine for free. Now, people are going to be nervous then because they don't know how if it's a good thing. Like, they don't know if it's a good product or not. So I get why you put money on stuff. But at the same time, come on. Weight loss medicine for a child? Never. It's not happening. We'll get more into this in the future when we see the repercussions of this, because we will. There will be some children parents that's going to regret this, and there's going to be some parents that's going to be proud of this, and they're going to work towards it. Just like a child, I'm pretty sure if you get surgery for weight loss, you're going to still work after that. And it's going to be harder for you then, because you're a young child, you just had to have surgery, and now you got to sit bed sick. You got to sit bedside for like, what, 2 weeks for a kid probably. He's missing school. Then once he does get back out there, he's a whole different person. He got to get used to that new body weight. He needs to go and get active immediately. It should be easier for him because he's younger and he should be able to endure more. We'll see, man. If that was my child, they will. We will make a video of it and everything. My child went through the weight loss surgery. My child went through the medication, the weight loss medication and everything. I done made a video about it. But I got to get ready to go. I appreciate y'all time. I'm worked up. The weather's a little cold, like I said. I'm going to work later. We'll get at y'all later. God bless. Hit the necessary button that help out the channel. Subscribe. Subscribe. You know what I'm talking? You want that negative crap all the time. Ain't no cursing either. Ain't no cursing. Subscribe.